Big life changes bring big financial questions. Whether you're navigating a career shift, having a baby, or adjusting to life after divorce, this podcast is a safe space for real, practical financial information. I'm your host, Roland McIntyre, owner of Mountaintop Wealth. I'm a certified financial planner professional with over a decade of experience in the financial industry. In each episode, I will help you navigate life's money peaks and pivots by skipping the judgment and focusing on solutions to turn your uncertainty into confidence. No jargon, no fluff, and most importantly, no shame. Your climb starts here. Hey, what if your career experiences were the key to your financial future? Today, we want to talk about some of the career shifts and life changes that can be key to your financial future. So, I've had clients come in and talk to me about usually it's a job change or a life event where something has happened that is a big moment in their life. Getting that new job or losing that job. I've literally had clients come to me and talk to me. It's one specific example I'm thinking of where someone came to me and they literally were losing their job and they really had to make a career shift and pivot from a career that they really loved, where they were enjoying hours that they really enjoyed. They were spending time with their family that they really had the ability to do. But losing this job meant that we're going to be losing income, losing that flexibility, and actually the career and the type of people that they were working with, they were probably no longer going to be able to do. And when we have those situations happen, it can be a huge shock. This woman was actually very upset and very concerned about her future, and it was very understandable. She has a husband, she had kids, and it was a big moment as far as what decisions that she wanted to make. And the conversations, multiple conversations that we had, really not only revolved around what career or what she should do next, but also around her values, what's important to her, as far as with her family, and also how did she want to move forward? What did what does her financial future look like, and what does her personal future for her family look like, and how this setback can actually be an opportunity for the future. So another thing that we talked about is, if looking back, what could she have done potentially differently to actually be in a better position going forward for these situations. So I'm here to talk to people, not just about finances, but life. And when I have these life conversations with people, you don't know what someone else is going through. I think people really have this perception that every major moment, you're going to have this plan already in place and you're going to do X, Y, Z, and things are going to be perfectly done. You already had a plan in place, and now it's time to do it. Not necessarily. There are emotions, there are people, there are things that are going to actually factor into that decision before you even had that plan, or things that may have changed since you originally had that plan that are going to factor into that decision. So, for example, the example that I'm thinking of, and the client that I was working with, she had kids now. So prior to actually having a kid, she had her husband, and they were saving and growing and paying down their home, and they had goals of being debt free. But then when the kid comes and the job opportunities come and you get the flexibility and these other things, you start to see what actually is more valuable to you. And you are willing to let some things go and really bring on some others. And this is what your type of financial freedom may look like for you. It may not be having the highest paying job. It may be taking a job or a working in a career field where you feel more value, where you feel like you have more impact, where you actually have a little bit more flexibility than you would in a different at a different company or in a different career altogether. So actually making that pivot of going from one career to the next can actually be um, a downgrade for us financially, but it could be an upgrade in lifestyle. So look at these things when you're actually going through that life change, whether it's a negative or a positive. It is okay to take a step back and reflect. Reflect on some of the things that you've learned from that job, some of the skills that you've developed, the skills that you actually were educated on at that job. What kind of where you where did you start out when you start working there? Where did you start out when you started developing that business? And where are you now? Because I'm certain there are things that are valuable that you have developed over that time. And using those things that you have developed or actually learning from the things where you didn't do too good from can actually help you make decisions better in the future. One of the examples that I can really think of is is obvious for a financial professional, but your retirement account. When you first start working, were you really saving in that retirement account? A lot of people don't. They don't take advantage of it initially. But then when they start the new job, they can make a better decision and they can say, okay, I'm going to pay a little bit more attention during this job orientation process. I'm going to have a little bit more conversations with my payroll department, with my HR benefits provider, as what's available when I get my benefits enrollment package. How many days do I have before I make these decisions? You're going to read through the packet a little bit more as you go into that job because you know a little bit better than you did when you were younger. That's just one of those simple examples, but that goes even if it is a job loss. You can, some people, when they lose a job, one of the things that they do is take all of the money out of the account. Maybe it's one of these things where you think you need the money, but you do have an emergency fund. You don't need to actually cash out that retirement account. You maybe want to just roll it to the next company or you roll it to an IRA where it doesn't cause any taxable situation, but you continue your goals. You're just continuing the goals in another career or another job or starting your own business. It doesn't mean you need to cash out that retirement account. And you don't need to make that decision immediately. You don't need to make that decision 2 days after you just left the company or 10 days after you left the company. Give yourself time to let the sudden change that just happened, whether that is a new job because you earned a new job or just because you lost a job, give it time to settle in, read through some materials so you can talk to people, but you really don't want to rush into these decisions. You do want to look back at the benefits that maybe you had before and maybe some of the benefits that you're going to have in the future and make a little comparison. That could be helpful. But there's other things that happen where are not job related and it can be just a complete life change. You could potentially lose a spouse. And that can be a big life change where you go from the person that was dealing with the finances to not only just dealing with the finances, but you're dealing with the kids, you're dealing with the food, you're dealing with everything all on your own. And you're so used to having that partner to share the load. And now that load is all on you. So now you have to have a little different type of time management. You have to lean on some people that you're not necessarily haven't normally leaned on. You do need to utilize your resources differently. And those big things like that take time. It's okay. You don't have to actually move so quickly because that's what people expect you to do. No, that's why we have certain things in place. That's why people who have a definite family, sometimes we want to give them space. We want to give them some time to actually have a moment to grieve or actually remember and memorialize that person that may have left them and is no longer here. And before you rush into telling them, hey, you need to do this and you need to do that, they may just need some space and time. And there will be a time and place for them to actually grow and do things differently and figure out some other things as far as their family and childcare and education and whether they're going to stay in their career field. All of those things will come. But one of the main things they need to do is they need to have a moment to themselves and giving them a space to have talk to, whether that's a therapist, whether that is someone in the medical field, whether that's someone in in the financial field, wherever the case may be. They need to talk to these professionals. Or and at some point, one of the things they want to do is listen to themselves. Listen to themselves. Listen to their heart. Listen to the things that are more important than money. There are so many things that are more important than money. And sometimes you have to allow that to happen. And a financial advisor can help you, but sometimes you do need to talk things out with yourself or talk to someone in your family that can really provide the love and support before you have the conversations because you're just not ready yet. And the conversation doesn't have to be about money, even when you talk to a financial professional. It can really be about life. And from those conversations, we can get to the financial part, but you can't overcome those financial hurdles sometimes until you actually figure out what you're doing with your life, with your career, with your family. Um, that can help you make smarter financial decisions once you have a better understanding of your personal situation. So it's okay to take assessment. It's okay to seek therapy. It's okay to seek help. And we are part of that. We want to actually, as a certified financial planner, I want to be a resource for people. I want to be someone that listens and has that understanding that it may take some time to bounce back, but you can bounce back and you can grow and you can pivot. So, whatever that situation may be, where you're going through a life transition, whether that is a a job change, whether you have a new job, you lost a job, you lost a loved one, maybe you're retiring soon, whatever the case may be, you're having this big financial decision or this big life decision or transition. It's okay to take a moment, see where you're at, and then seek the help and guidance that's going to help you get on the other side of this and be a better person. You can learn so much from the past that will help you propel yourself to a successful, fruitful financial future.